We're learning more about the victims of a tragic crash on I-25 this week and how their soccer team is honoring them. And Southwest employees in Denver scored a massive victory this weekend after years of legal struggles between the airline and the state government. Clear Creek County deputies dealing with heavy traffic in the high country this weekend. Visitors flooding Georgetown to catch all of that fall foliage were turned away for a while. And of course, this power outage, we'll get to that in just a little bit. Good morning and happy Sunday. Let's give you a live look outside right now over downtown Denver from Coors Field. Gonna be a good Sunday morning down here today. Gonna change things up in the high country after lunchtime. Let's send things on over to Weather Impact meteorologist Carly Cassidy. Hi, Carly.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, we are going to see a little bit of everything for today. Depends where you're at, where you're going, what you're going to see. So down here, already have some of that cloud cover streaming overhead and have this picture from yesterday. I was up in the high country, came back down last night. So from yesterday, this is Edwards, beautiful colors all the way across. And here, maybe a little hard to see, but you can even see a little snow on those peaks. So from earlier this week, the rain, the snow on Tuesday, it did not ruin the leaves. Plenty of colors out there, plenty of trees. Even if you're not hiking, just driving on through, you're gonna see it. It is gorgeous. And if you are headed out for today, we are gonna see a little bit of those conditions change. Otherwise this morning, and you can already see a little bit more of that cloud cover out there. Temperature-wise, we're really staying in the same spot. 50s, 60s, fairly mild, and then 30s, 40s in the high country. So grab that extra layer, definitely keep it around for today, and going to want to bring the rain gear. For the rest of us, we're seeing 70s, 80s, and mostly on the dry side today. Western slope in the 70s, and also we'll still see some of those showers there too. 50s, 60s in the high country as we go into this afternoon. And here is a picture of my dog, and from Friday when we went up. This is in Vail. There's 0. All the beautiful colors. So for today, this afternoon, 50s and 60s, and then there's that storm icon. We are going to see that increase. So if you are headed out, take everything. Everything from sunscreen, the windbreaker, umbrella, beanie, no joke, just throw it in the car. Never know what you're going to need. We can see a little bit of everything as we go into this afternoon. So we'll time things out for that storm chance today, and then also for tomorrow for Monday Night Football, coming up in my full forecast.
Looks like Zero enjoyed his field trip there, Carly. Thank you. Right now, our 9 News team is following a power outage currently impacting more than 1,000 Xcel Energy customers. The majority of the outages are in Denver, but there are a couple hundred affected in Idaho Springs as well. The good news, that's just a fraction of what it was earlier this morning when nearly 8,000 customers were impacted. We are continuing to keep an eye on this outage as we've seen it shoot up quite a few times. We'll provide you with any updates as soon as we learn them. We also have some updates on the story that we brought you as breaking news overnight. 3 people are dead and 8 others injured after a shooting at the American Fish Company in Southport, North Carolina. This happened at around 7:30 our time last night. Police say someone opened fire at people at the waterfront bar from the boat. 6 people have been taken to the hospital with injuries. It's not clear right now if the other 2 injured victims refused medical treatment. Investigators are looking into what happened, but according to a spokesperson, a person of interest is being questioned. This morning, we're learning more about the 2 13-year-old boys who died in Thursday night's crash on I-25. Diego Rubio and David Murguia were both Prairie View Middle School students and teammates on the Real Colorado youth soccer team. We now know that they were both just on their way to soccer practice when it happened. Ria Jha talked to their coaches and teammates. They shared more about who they were as players and friends.
We were gonna play?
Saturdays are usually full of competition and camaraderie.
We're supposed to be playing a game right now.
For Coach David Lugo and the Real Colorado youth soccer team, it's the day their week of practice comes together.
This is our passion. This is what we love to do. We come here. We gain a lot just by being together here on the field.
But this week, it's a team that doesn't feel whole.
As we were getting ready to start practice, some families started to report that they're going to be late because there was a big accident.
Some players got stuck in the traffic of a big crash Thursday night on I-25 between Orchard and Arapahoe. They would later learn it took the lives of 2 13-year-old boys.
Diego and David were the kids that passed away.
The team came in uniform, knowing the match they had scheduled was never going to happen, not without their teammates, David and Diego.
Me and David were really good friends. Diego, I've known him since when I was a little kid.
And David would always be with them in school, in the practice, off the practice. He would always be with them. So they were like best friends.
This Saturday isn't about competition. but it is still about being a team.
We thought that it'd still be helpful to get together and to talk to each other, to support each other, to gather as one family and be with each other, just hold each other for a moment.
Like a family.
Vamos a jugar por ellos, vamos a entrenar por ellos.
Knowing the next time they step on the field, it won't just be another match.
And we want to represent them and play for them.
Yeah, definitely playing for them. Every win's just for them at this point.
Just so sad. That was Ria Jaw reporting. Now, this is just the start of their season right now. The team says from here on out, you heard him say it, they're going to be playing for Diego and David. At their next home game, they plan to honor them by wearing their pictures on their jerseys. If you're driving around Boulder this morning, Boulder police say be prepared for a lot of foot traffic because of the Boulderthon. The first race started just about an hour ago. Because of the races, several roads around the course are going to be closed until mid-afternoon. You can find more information about the closures right now at boulderthon.org. Leaf peepers from across the country pouring into Georgetown to catch a glimpse of all of that fall foliage at its peak. It is so stunning out there right now, but all of that congestion causing really serious traffic on I-70. At one point, deputies were actually turning drivers away. The traffic brought the town to a standstill. It got so full, the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office had to close the exit into Georgetown, and like we said, they started just turning cars around. Every fall, the small town gets flooded with visitors trying to catch a glimpse of all of that beautiful fall foliage. The Sheriff's Office says last Sunday, there were more than 15,000 cars going through Georgetown. Here's a little perspective. That's the kind of traffic that we usually see during peak ski season. But officials say the closures are all about safety.
It's a last resort. We really don't want to do that. We want people to come to Georgetown. We want people to enjoy Georgetown and Guanella Pass. But we need to maintain a level of safety that will allow first responders to get where they need to go.
If you're heading up to catch the leaves, officials say be prepared for long wait times. The Country Jam Colorado Festival will not return in 2026. The music festival has been going on in Western Colorado since the 90s. Festival organizers wrote on social media that they want to reimagine the festival and they hope to come back in 2027. But some longtime fans are skeptical. They point to the Rock Jam Festival, which took place on that same property about a decade, and then it was canceled for good in 2014. To be determined what happens and what the future of Country Jam looks like. A downtown Denver landmark venue is going to auction. A Denver judge has approved plans to auction the foreclosed El Jebel Shrine property. The current owner of the building has been clear about wanting to keep the property to develop instead. Historic Denver does have a conservation easement for the El Jebel Shrine, building that must be maintained even after the auction sale. Well, after years of legal battles, Southwest Airlines has agreed to expand sick leave rights for flight attendants based here in Denver. This comes to us from our partners at the Denver Business Journal. Transport Workers Union Local 556 announced the airline agreed to allow their members to use up to 48 hours of protected sick leave per year without discipline, but it didn't come without a fight. Colorado's Healthy Families and Workplace Act was passed back in 2020, but that drew backlash from Southwest. They argued they already had protections for workers through existing collective bargaining agreements. The union then sued Southwest and Colorado's government in 2023, but with the new agreement, that lawsuit has been withdrawn. The Department of Homeland Security has officially arrived in Portland, Oregon, just hours after President Donald Trump announced plans to send troops to the city. Agents in marked vehicles were spotted in city limits yesterday. It follows a post on Truth Social that morning where President Trump described Portland as war-ravaged. He used similar rhetoric last month, claiming without evidence that paid terrorists were causing trouble in Portland. Oregon's governor said that she wasn't notified about the White House plans. In a press conference, several Portland politicians said they did not want Homeland Security agents in their city. Protesters gathered in Broadview, that's a suburb of Chicago, to demonstrate against the presence of ICE agents in their community and in Chicago. In response, federal agents fired off tear gas and pepper spray at demonstrators gathered at the ICE facility in the village. Agents then arrested at least 2 people. Now, this is the second day in a row that federal agents have clashed with protesters. They're demanding immigration and customs enforcement agents leave, but ICE warned police in Broadview that they would take action against protesters. President Donald Trump is taking aim at former FBI Director Christopher Wray. The president is accusing Wray of lying about FBI agents' presence during the January 6th attack at the U.S. Capitol. The president shared a social media post yesterday claiming the FBI secretly placed agents in the crowd to act as agitators and insurrectionists. A Justice Department watchdog group previously reported no undercover FBI agents were at the Capitol at the time.